last week, did we do anything? Because I did not attend any.
No, last week I could not.
No. What I mean to say, in between, some suggestion was there. Okay, we can.
Correct. We wanted to, but we did not. No, we could not.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we'll start. विनायक नमस्तुभ्यं सततं मोदकप्रिय निर्विघ्नं कुरु नो देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामः सिद्धिर्भवतु नो सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनामवरानने आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयं सीतापतिं रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपम् आजानुबाहुमरविन्ददलायताक्षं रामं निशाचरविनाशकरं नमामि श्रीरघुराम चारुतुलसीदलधाम शमक्षमादिशृङ्गारगुणाभिराम त्रिजगन्नुतशौर्यरमाललाम दुर्वारुकबन्धराक्षसविराम जगज्जनकल्मषार्णवोत्तारकनाम भद्रगिरिदाशरथी करुणापयोनिधि आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीयविग्रहं पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत् कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् अद्यतनपञ्चाङ्गं क्रोधिनामसंवत्सरे दक्षिणायने शरदृतौ कार्तिकमासे शुक्लपक्षे प्रतिपत्तिथि अथवा प्रथमातिथि till 10:51 AM followed by द्वितीया तिथि विशाखा नक्षत्रम till 8:28 PM followed by अनुराधा नक्षत्रम सौभाग्य योगः till 1:10 AM, so that means throughout the day and into the night, followed by shobhana yoga. Bhavakaranam ending with the tithi of prathama till 10:51 AM, followed by balavakaranam till 11:46 PM, followed by kaulavakaranam. Sarvebhyah suprabhatam. I think it's also a great month to start Kartik Masam. Kartika Damodara we say. So Damodarasya Punya Masaha. So could we are starting there. Last 2 weeks back, I think we ended 64th Sarga. It was a long Sarga where Dasharatha was recollecting his whatever he thought is the reason for where he ended up. I think that shows the character of good people. A bad guy can never think what wrong he has done that he has ended up in this situation. He will only try to blame others. But a good person will always try to look at his past and then think what went wrong. Why did I do this? I must have done something wrong in my past. And then tries to recollect his past and relates the karma to the phala that he is experiencing now. So so that's how it is. So atha panchashashtitamah sargah
अथ पञ्चषष्टितमः सर्गः
antah purakrandah
अन्तःपुराक्रन्दः
अथ रात्र्यां व्यतीतायां
अथ रात्र्यां व्यतीतायां
प्रातरेवापरे हनि
प्रातरेवापरे हनि
वन्दिनः पर्युपातिष्ठन्
वन्दिनः पर्युपातिष्ठन्
तत्पार्थिवनिवेशनम्.
तत्पार्थिवनिवेशनम्.
So if we see, I mean, we should learn Sanskrit in style. Always they say atharatriyam yatitayam, in the passing of the night. That's how we say. We don't say next day morning. In the passing of this night or after passing of the night, pratareva, in the morning itself, early morning, prataha eva apare ahani, in the next day. Apara is next. Apara. Apare ahani, in the next day. Vandinaha tat parthiva niveshanam paryupatishtan. Vandinaha is Vandi, Magadi. We talked about them. These are two roles who keep reading out glory, and they are good at saying it musically. In a nice Dandaka style or in a nice Harikatha style, they can glorify, or they can talk about the past of what all the lineage that they come from, how, why they are great, why we should remember and all. Those are Vandi, and Bahuvachanam is Vandinaha. Vandinaha tat parthiva niveshanam. Tat parthiva is king. Niveshanam is his place or residence. Pari upatishtan. Paritaha upatishtan. They were all standing around the house. That means they were there all over that palace, inside and outside also. Sutah paramasamskaraha.
सूताः
Sutta.
परमसंस्काराः
मङ्गलाश्चोत्तमश्रुताः
मङ्गलाश्चोत्तमश्रुताः
गायकास्तुतिशीलाश्च
गायकाः श्रुतिशीलाश्च
निगदन्तः पृथक् पृथक्.
निगदन्तः पृथक् पृथक्.
So if you see the Sanskrit Bhashyam also, it starts with aprakata saketastha rajaishwarya rajeshwaryam varnayan naha atha iti. Atha aprakata saketa loka prasthananantaram. Atha means when he started, that means after the Raja's, Dashratha's Saketa Loka Prasthanam, after he left this Saketam Lokam. Ratriam Yatitayam Satyam Apare Ahani Ratreva Vandinaha means Rajastuti Kartaraha Parama Samskaraha means Chando Vyakaranadhyaya Adhyayapana Janita Samskara Visishta Vani Vishishtaha. That is how because this word Parama Samskaraha is described here as Chanda Vyakarana Adhyayana Adhyapana Janita Samskara Visishta Vani Vishishtaha. The samskara of Vandis is they learn Chanda, Vyakarana, etc. That means all the Vedic education. Adhyayanam, Adhyapanam, and they teach also. No student ever remains a non-teacher in our culture. Whatever you learned, whatever we know, we teach somebody else. It could be our children, it could be our neighbors, it could be our friends, some occasion, but we keep teaching. Because only when we teach, we remember it, we learn it more, we analyze it, we understand it more. So Adhyapanam is part of our culture, and that's why Guru tells us when we leave the Gurukulam in the Snataka saying, Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramatitavyam. In Shikshavalli he says. That means don't stop Swadhyaya and pravachanam. You have to continue learning, continue study, and continuous teaching. Pravachanancha. And then Sutaha. Sutaha means Vamsha Parampara Pravaktascha. So those who know their lineage of their family. So Vamsha Parampara Pravaktaha, they can talk very authoritatively and authentically because they have studied, documented every event of these event and the qualities of the descendants of their family, of their dynasty. Mangalaha, Mangalaha cha Uttamashruta. Both words are there, right? So because these words, how to say, I mean, if you just say in English one word is one thing, but I thought it better I read the bhashyam from it, or vyakhyanam. So they are saying Mangalaha Ganapatyadi Pathakaha. So those who can, chant most of the stotras, not only Chanda, Vyakarana, etc., but also about Ganapati, etc. From Smartam also, they can, they know it thoroughly. Mangalascha Uttama Shrutaha. Uttamam Shrutam Ganabhignya Mukhebhyaha means Shravanam Yesham Te Atisikshitavantaha Ityarthaha. So Uttama Shrutaha means what they have good knowledge about whatever they have heard about their dynasty, both good and bad. So Uttamashrutaha, Gayakaha, of course they are good singers. Stuti Shilascha. Stuti Shilaha is, of course, they are good at praising. So some people are good at praising. Even a small thing, they can praise it. Wow, they know these things very well. This couple, they do meet every day so meticulously in the evening and study Bhagavad Gita together. I know one of our Karyakarta next door. That couple, no matter what, they are even with us. Bhogaji, give us half an hour, we'll go back, study and come back. And they study it in Sanskritam. One of our Samskrita Bharati Karyakarta. So like that. So that is even finding small thing and be able to praise. Is Stuti Shilaha. Shravana Karma Parishilana Kartaraha. Atayeva Prathak Nigadantaha Swasvabhignatam Darshayantaha Gayakascha Parthiva Niveshanam Aprakata Seva Aprakata Saketantavarti Rajadhishtita Graham Paryupatishtan Prapuhu. They all arrived there and were waiting outside to start iti. Rajanam stuvatam tesham
Rajanam stuvatam tesham
udattabhihitasisham
udattabhihitashisham
prasada bhoga vistirnah
prasada bhoga vistirnaha
stuti shabdo hyavartata.
stuti shabdo hi vartata.
So, udatta abhihita ashisham, those who are Asisham is good well wishes or good blessings and all right. Udatta abhihita asisham, where they're praising, they're giving their blessings at the peaks. Udatta abhihita asisham, very magnanimously, very with all wholeheartedly, they are doing all the praises. Whom Rajanam Stuvatam Tesham, of these Vandis who are doing stutihi of the Rajas. Stuti Shabdaha Prasada Bhoga Vistirnaha Avartata. Their chanting of the stuti, sort of it spread all over the palace and around the palace also, so that people can hear. Of course, there were no loudspeakers, but with so many of them able to chant like that, it was heard all over. Vistirnaha, spread all over. Prasada abhoga vistirnaha. All prasadam is the campus or the compound wall or the fencing, whatever you call it. Till that fencing all over, Stuti Shabdaha He avartata. And he said he. Only this stuti shabda, only the sounds of this praises only was heard everywhere. Tatastu stuvatam tesham
ततस्तु स्तुवतां तेषां
sutanam panivadakaah
सुतानां पाणिवादकाः
apadananyupahritya
अपदानानि उदाहृत्य
panivadannavadayan.
पाणिवादानवादयन्.
So tataha, after that, tesham stuvatam sutanam, of them, while they were praising while they were doing all this praises and all, panivadakaha. Panivadakaha is, pani is hands, vadanam is making sounds with hands, like that, like clapping, like we do in bhajana, etc. Right? As they started chanting praises in a musical fashion, then there were other people who joined them called panivadakaha. They also joined, and apadanani, doing all the great, chanting all the great contributions of the Sharatha, especially in terms of danam. So what all danas or what all great deeds that the Sharatha have done, they started udahritya, by giving udaharanas, by quoting several instances, one after another, of how great this king was, what all victories he has achieved, what all dharma he has enforced, what all donations he has done, how he took care of good, bad, everybody, like that. So by doing all of that, udahritya panivadakan avadayan, panivadan avadayan. So some people directly, let's say, clap with their hands. Some people will have those symbol we say, right, which is a big circular brass disc that they will come tap each other. So those are panivadaha. So panivadan avadayan. They were making sound by clapping those brass discs. Panivadaha. Some people without them, just with their palms alone. Tena shabdena vihagaha
तेन शब्देन विहगाः
प्रतिबुद्धा विसस्वनः
प्रतिबुद्धार्विसस्वनः
शाखास्थाः पञ्जरस्थाश्च
शाकास्तः
पञ्जरस्थाश्च
पञ्जरस्तस्थाश्च
ये राजकुलगोचराः.
ये राजकुलगोचराः.
So tena shabdena, with this sound of all chanting going on, and then these panivada sounds, and then clapping sounds, with all of those sounds, tena shabdena vihagaha is vihe gachantiye te. That means those who wander in sky, which are birds essentially. So birds, shakhasthaha. Stha is which is sthanam. Graham yasya sthanam sa grahastha. Nagara sthanam yasya nagarastha. Similarly, shakha sthanam yasya te shakhasthaha. So vihagaha, which live on the branches of trees. Panjarasthascha. However, some parrots, big nice birds, probably are by some of us are reared in our panjara, in a cage at homes. So shakhasthas, those which are free and live nicely on the branches by themselves, or those who are pampered and raised in somebody's home in their cage, they are panjarastha. Panjarasthaha shakhasthascha ye rajakula gocharaha. Especially some birds, they keep wandering around the palace, because outside every day they might be dropping some nice food, grains for these birds, some of the staff will be employed to take care of these birds. Maybe someday, some area especially, where maybe queens or king might once in a while go there and watch them and all of that, right? Just like we also give the bird feed and all. So Raja Kula Gocharaha, around those whose walk or live around that Raja Kula is Raja Kula Gocharaha. Te they Visasvanuhu or Nisasvanaha, both pathaha are there. Visasvanuhu is they started making sound because they were in a way once is it could be scared with so much sound so early in the morning through the night that they were wanting to sleep, but with the sound they got scared and they all started making their own sounds, thinking maybe it is morning, it is done now. Iti. व्याहृताः पुण्यशब्दाश्च
व्याहृता पुण्यशब्दाश्च
वीणानां चापि निसस्वनाः
वीणानां चापि विसस्वनाः
आशीर्गेयं च गाथानां
आशीर्गेयं च गाथानां
पूरयामास वेश्मतत्.
पूरयामास वेश्मतत्.
So Vyahritaha, again, so that is about those birds. Now coming back to these Vandis and other people who are singing. Punya Shabdaha, with very chanting in the best possible Vedic Shruti, is Punya Shabda, melodious, most sacred tone is Punya Shabdaha. Vyahritaha, as we said, singing as much details as possible is Vyahritaha. Vyahritaha Punyashabdascha Veenanam chapi nishasvanaha. So, see what artists don't stay and sing for money or anything like that. They, wherever they get an opportunity, they go and join. For a good mood, for a bad mood, for a horror mood, for a terrifying mood, for every mood, they will go and express their art. So, once Vandi started, then Panivadaha joined them. And then Veena, that means some people have come with their Veena, maybe some people come with their Venus, etc. And they all join that galore. So Veenanam chapinisasvana, sounds of Veena also, along with Ashir Geyam cha. Ashihi is blessings, Geyam is poetic songs, Gathanam cha, of various stories, incidents, narrating in prose form. Purayamasa Veshmatat. That Veshma is residence or abode. That abode is resounded with all this musical renditions of the glory of Dasharatha. Tatas Shuchi Samacharaha.
ततः शुचि समाचारः
Paryupasthanako
पर्युपस्थानकोविदः
स्त्रीवर्षवरभूयिष्ठाः
स्त्रीवर्षवरभूयिष्ठाः
उपतस्थुर यथापुरम.
उपतस्थुर्यथापुरम्.
So tatah means again what more? Then shuchi samacharaha, those who are good in shuchi shauchakaryam, and samacharaha, who practice that thoroughly. So those who observe this shuchi karyam, shauchakaryam, which is like for example we do punyaha vachanam, right? Or shuchi karyam. So that means when all these works of the funeral rites and all are complete, one has to come back into shuchi sthiti so that they can continue their daily practices. So for that, those who give enable them into that shuchi karyam are called shuchi samacharaha. They paryupasthanako vidaha, also very knowledgeable, skilled in paryupasana. Paryupasanam is upasanam is of course worshipping and all. Paryupasanam. So those who are good at doing various other puja activities, etc. in this occasion. So they are Paryupasana Kovidaha, skilled at, very knowledgeable of what all. For example, toward the end, you might do Satyanarayana Vratam, you might do some Punyaha Vachanam, you might do some homam into the home so that the home is purified of all of that. So all those things together, those who are good at doing all of those. Stri Varsha Varabhuishtaha. Various kinds of women helpers. Varabhuishtaha. In big numbers. They also upatasthuhu. They also came and stood there for offering various services. It could be cleaning dishes, some woman. It could be cleaning home, some other woman. It could be cooking, some other woman. It could be, helping with various other activities of serving, etc. So, vara stri varsha varabhuishtaha upatastuhu yathapuram. As possible, from around, all around the city, people started coming in to help with whatever they are good at. Harichandana sampruktam
Harichandana Samputkam
udakam kanchanaihi ghataihi
Udakam Kanchanaihi Gataihi
aninyuhu snana sikshagnyah
Aninyuhu Snana Sikshagnaha
yatha kalam yatha vidhi.
Yatakalam Yathavidhi.
So I think most of us see these some of these incidents in some of the movies, and we think, oh, this is too drama, emotional. But those are all our rights, rights as an RITES, our acharas. And again, the same thing. We see them in movie even now. Last week probably, when I came down in a break, I saw them watching movie in the ground floor. And one of the scene was this only. Mother lost. They are applying kumkumam, turmeric on her face, adorning her with good sari, garlands, all of that worship, bath, all of that. And I was reading this. Are, when is Ramayanam? When is 2024? It is still the same. That is the beauty. Harichandana sampruktam udakam kanchanaihi ghataihi aninyuhu. Who snana sikshagnaha. Those who have learned the siksha, those who have got the training of jna, and their knowledge, they are aware of that training of snana, how to perform bath. That's also a good technique. Snanam, performing bath nowadays is just showering, right? But real bath for most of us middle-agers here and or even others, if we remember our childhood when our mothers were giving us bath, I remember even now when I go, if there is an occasion of a festival or something, I go to the terrace and I'll ask her, my mother, when she comes, applies oil on my head, applies oil on my body, then applies that powder as in ground powder of various dals, 2-3 dals together, besan, rice flour and some other mix they make. And then she does all abhyanga snanam. So to give bath, you need to be trained. So Valmiki is using that word, snana siksha jnaha. They have the knowledge of the training of how to perform bath in different occasions. That's why even here we say shower, bath, 2 levels. Likewise, at different occasion, different kind of snanam. So, snana sikshagnya kanchanaihi ghataihi harichandana samprukta mudakam aninyuhu. They brought in what? In golden pots. Kanchanaihi ghataihi harichandana sampruktam udakam. Udakam is water. Sampruktam mixed with harichandanam. Harichandanam is that yellow or
Sandal.
chandana. Chandana is sandalwood paste. With that sandalwood paste mixed water so that it is fragrant water. They brought it in golden pots. Aninyuhu. आनीतवन्तः इति। मङ्गलालम्भनीयानि
मङ्गलालम्बनीयानि
उपस्करान्
प्रशनीयान् उपस्कर
तथाप्यन्याः उपनिन्युः तथा
तथा
अपि अन्याः.
अपि अन्याः.
So those are the words together. उपनिन्युस्तथाप्यन्याः
तथाप्यन्याः
कुमारी बहुला स्त्रियः.
कुमारी बहुला स्त्रियः.
So various other young girls, women in big numbers, they upaninyu, they also brought nearby, they brought tathapi anyaha, other girls, women, etc. They also brought mangalalambhaniyani to perform what do you call auspicious bath, etc. And after the bath to give the dhupam, deepam, etc. All of this mangala alambhaniyani, various fragrance, etc. Incense giving materials on in you they brought. Mangalalambhaniyani prashaniyani upaskaran. Prashaniyani or prashaniyaha is those which give you better environment around, which means fragrances, this water, what is it called? Sprayed fragrance water. We call it paneer, right? That spray, they will have a nice narrow neck, long neck dish or a vessel in which they fill this fragrant liquid, and they keep showering it on everybody that comes there for a nice, happy reception. Right? So that is prashaniyani upaskaran. So all of them, other girls and women have brought. Now sarvalakshana sampannam.
Sarvalakshana sampannam.
Sarvam vidhivadarchitam.
Sarvam vidhivadarchitam.
Sarvam suguna lakshmivat.
Sarvam suguna lakshmivat.
Tad babhuvaabhiharikam.
Tat abhuvabhiharikam.
So that place, babhuva, that place became, got filled with, so it became abhiharikam, with all the, it became so garlanded with, which means arranged with all these great things. What are they? Sarvalakshana sampannam, containing good quality of all various, the best quality of the materials of fragrances, etc. Sarvam vidhivad architam, everything that can be applied as per the smriti, etc., as per the traditions. Sarvam vidhivad architam, sarvam suguna lakshmivat, everything that is, what do you say, suguna lakshmivat, with best quality, with best and rich. Lakshmivat means, of course, Lakshmivat is pious, but it also means the best rich fragrances, rich items, rich dishes, like that they brought. Sarvalakshana sampannam, sarvam vidhivadarchitam, sarvam suguna lakshmivat, tad babhuvabhiharikam. Tattu suryodayam yavat.
तत् सूर्योदयं यावत्
यावत् सर्वं परिसमुत्सुकम्.
ఇంకోసారి చెప్పరా?
सर्वं परिसमुत्सुकम्.
सर्वं यावन् सर्वं परिसुखम्
पर सर्वं
सर्वं
परिसमुत्सुकम्
परिसमुत्सुकम्
तस्थाव
तस्थाव
अनुसंप्राप्तम्
अनुसम्प्राप्तं
किं स्वित्
किं स्विद्
इत्युपशङ्कितम्
इत्युपशङ्कितम्
tat tu suryodayam, that by the time it became by the time sun came out, sun risen, tat suryodayam yavat sarvam parisamutsukam, that sunrise seemed like a all around like a parisamutsukam, like a festival. It seemed like in festive mode with so much of rich celebrations there by these Vandi Magadaha, all other artists who have joined there, and fragrances, helpers, etc. having come. And that's why in Telugu we say, which means when elderly people leave in time, due to natural reasons, then for youngsters, because so many generations used to live together, 3, 4 generations, etc. For the younger ones, it becomes a festival, because then again you get all these good food, good all. There will be a big festival, all big gathering, all relatives come home. So it's both ways, good and bad. So sarvam parisamutsukam, it was more festive there. Tasthava anusampraptam, they have come and they brought, and whatever was reached, whatever was anusampraptam, whatever has arrived in materials there, tasthava, they have arranged that. Kimsvit iti upashankitam, what else can be there? Iti upashankitam, where people are thinking, what more can we bring? We have everything here, it's abundant, like that. Tasthava anusampraptam kimsvit iti upashankitam. अथया कौसलेन्द्रस्य
अथया कौसलेन्द्रश्च
शयनं प्रत्यनन्तराः
शयनं प्रत्यनन्तराः
ताः स्त्रियस्तु समागम्य
ताः स्त्रियस्तु समागम्य
भर्तारं प्रत्यबोधयन्
भर्तारं प्रत्यबोधयन्
अथ then याः स्त्रियः कौसलेन्द्रस्य शयनं प्रत्यनन्तराः, those who have pratyanantaraha, those who have spent time with with this palace in attending to the king. Shayanam pratyanantaraha, Kosalendrasya shayanam pratyanantaraha yaha striyaha tahatu bhartaram samagamya pratyabodhayan. So they were sort of like we saw Dashratha narrating parents of Shravana Kumara crying in best hope of talking to him like, hey, wake up, hey, wake up, hey, wake up, right? Similarly, all the women of Dasharatha, they said he had about 300 plus women, right, in his palace. All of them, they have come, and Samagamya, having reached there, arrived there, they all started Pratyabodhayan. They all started trying to wake him up. Oh, king, please wake up, like that. Meaning they were crying in their own way of unable to come to reality, unable to accept the reality, but trying to wake him up. तथाप्युचित वृत्तास्ताः
तथापि उचितवृत्तास्तः
विनयेन नयेन च
विनयेन नयेन च
न ह्यस्य शयनं स्पृष्ट्वा
न हि अस्य शयनं स्पृष्ट्वा
किञ्चिद् अप्युपलेभिरे.
किञ्चिदपि उपलेभिरे.
Tathapi, even after looking at all of this and realizing tathapi, vinayena nayena, vinayam nayam. Nayam is trying to lead Vinayam is the result of the leading, which is that otherwise colloquially called as obediently or in a submissive manner. Vinayena nayena cha uchita vrittaha taha. Those women who are trying to do every possible activity. Somebody was trying to touch his feet and wake him up. Somebody was trying to touch his head and move it and wake him up. Somebody was trying to hold his hands and wake him up. All of that. Uchita vrittaha taha asya shayanam sprishtva kinchidapi na upalebhire. They did not realize that he passed away. They were only thinking they seemed like they did not gain any information or knowledge of Shayanam Sprashtva, that sleeping king, by touching him, by feeling him. They have not realized yet the fact, or they have not come to terms of the fact that he passed away. ताः स्त्रियः स्वप्नशीलज्ञाः
ताः स्त्रियः स्वप्नशीलज्ञाता नास्त्य
चेष्टा संचलनादिषु तावेपथुः परीताश्च राज्ञः प्राणेषु शङ्किताः प्रतिस्रोतस्तृणाग्राणां सदृशं संचकंपिरे संचकाशिरे संचकंपिरे. Both पाठाः are there. So ताः स्त्रियः स्वप्नशीलज्ञाः, those women. So see the various natural instincts of knowledge that we had. By looking at somebody sleeping, people used to know in what state of sleep they are. Nowadays we talk, what is it? RR, some states, Suprabha, you might know better. Sleeping states of like they say it, sound sleep, dream sleep. We sleep in some cycles of 45 minutes or something like that, right? That is the knowledge today, but only if a few people know, not anybody knows. But that is also the knowledge that people will undergo that. But here the instinctive knowledge of our ancient traditions have been, by looking at somebody sleeping, they will know in what state they are in, whether they are in sound sleep, they are in dream state, they are in transition between these two and all of that. So swapna shilajnaha, those who they know that, oh, he must be dreaming now, in the dream state. Swapna shila jnana yasya asti te yasyaha asti te swapna shilajnaha. So they knew, and they were so thinking, by looking at the king, they were thinking he must be dreaming, he dream state now. So taha striyah, taha swapnashilajna striyah cheshta sanchalanadishu, and they are also knowledgeable in cheshta sanchalanadishu. Cheshtaha. See how much of knowledge of even sleep we had. They knew based on how you tilt, topsy-turvy, what is it called? They keep, what is it? I forgot in English. When we keep turning around to the left, to the right, probably over the belly and back. So based on these cheshta, sanchalana cheshta, this view, jnanam yasteshaha. So they know, oh, he is dreaming now in a good dream, in a bad dream, or in a horror dream, or in a comedy dream, like that, right? They know based on the movements of the body, how they are turning around and all, they can know what state of sleep they are in. So swapnashilajñas cheshta sanchalanadishu taha vepathu paritascha. They were such knowledgeable people. Rajnah, oh, okay, that is the next shloka. So that is how te vinayena nayena asya shayanam sprishtva kinchadupalevire tastriyah swapna shila cheshtadishu te vepatuhu paritascha rajnyah praneshu shankitaha. Such knowledgeable people, so they didn't see any movement in the body. So now Rajnyaha praneshu shankitaha. Now they started slowly doubting the life of the body of the king there. Vepatuhu paritaha. They started, paritaha is viparitaha, like that. Paritaha is extremely started vepatuhu, trembling, shivering. Oh my God, looks like we thought he's sleeping so well. Why is he still not waking up? Did he pass away? Because these women, they stay in outside quarters, and so by the time they reached, they have not yet gotten the information or come to terms, and so they are just realizing, and so they are trembling. Te ta striyah paritas vepatuhu rajnyah pranesha shankitaha and pratisrota strunagranam with the, what do you say, agranam, trunagranam, toward the end of the tips of pratisrotas trunagranam, standing at the tips of pratisrotah. Pratisrota is the bed in which, standing toward the end of his feet, let us say. That means facing him, they are standing toward the end. This pratisrota tranagranam sadrusham sanchakashire. They all seemed, so that means we are seeing the video and the narration of how these women were, what all they were doing there. First they thought they will try to wake him up, then they realized and they started trembling, and they all slowly moved to the end of the feet of the bed, looking at the king's face. Atha samvepamananam mananam strinam drishtva cha parthivam yat tadashankitam papam tasya jagne vinishchayah. Atha samvepamana parthivam drishtva cha samvepamananam strinam yat tadashankitam papam tasya vinishchayah jagne. So by looking at that king, they thought, oh my God, what has happened? That ashankitam papam yat tad vinishchayah jagne. So they realized, okay, by looking at the face, having come towards his feet and looking at the face, they have now realized, and they have thought, they have realized that it is, it is confirmed. Vinishchayah. They have confirmed for themselves now that the king is no more. Kausalya cha Sumitra cha
कौसल्या च सुमित्राश्च
putra shoka parajite
पुत्रशोकपराजिते
prasupte na prabudhyete
प्रसुप्तेन प्रबुध्येते
yatha kala samanvite.
यथा कालसमन्विते.
So they have also then realized, hey, how come we are only crying and trying to wake him up and all? Kausalya cha Sumitra cha, Kausalya and Sumitra, putra shoka parajite. These two who are defeated by the putra shoka, they thought they were crying because of Rama only, but prasupte yatha kala samanvite na prabudhyete. Normally they will go and wake up their husband. Lord, wake up, ji uthiye, abhi subah ho gaya, here is the coffee, like that, right? But these two are not even attempting to wake him up. That they've realized now, all these women. Oh, how come Kausalya and Sumitra were not attempting? Oh, now we realize that is why, like that. प्रसुप्तेन प्रबुध्येते यथा काल समन्विते निष्प्रभा च विवरणा च
निष्प्रभा च
निष्प्रभा
विवर्णा च
सन्ना शोकेन सन्नता
सन्ना शोकेन सन्नता
न व्यराजत कौसल्या
न व्यराजत कौसल्या
तारेव तिमिरावृता.
तारेव तिमिरावृता.
So now they are looking at Kausalya and they are realizing and coming to reality. So Kausalya's face was Nishprabha cha Vivarna. Suprabha is beautiful prabha, beautiful glow, light. Nishprabha, no light on her face only. And that means very dull. Nishprabha. Vivarna, normally nice glowing colors of makeup and all. Now there is no color only. Vivarna cha. Sanna shokena sannata, with her head bent down by the weight of the grief. Of on one hand the son gone away, on the other hand now husband also gone away. So shokena sannata, sannata Kausalya, timiravrita tara iva. Timiram is darkness, avritam is covered by darkness, tara, stars covered by darkness. That means on an Amavasya day, we don't see any stars. Whereas in the Purnima day and during the Shukla Paksha and early Krishna Paksha, you will see a lot of stars. So just like Timiravrita Tara Iva, Kausalya, Nishprabha Vivarna Shokena Sannata Sanna Navyarajata. She's not appearing like colorful or happy. She is seeming very sorrowful. Okay. Kausalyanantaram Rajnyah
कौशल्यानन्तरं राज्ञः
Sumitra Tadanantaram
सुमित्रा तदन्तरं तदनन्तरं
Nasma Vibhrajate Devi
न स्म विभ्राजते देवी
Shokashtu Lulitanana.
शोकाश्रुलुलितानना.
So Kausalyanantaram, after Kausalya, then they looked at Sumitra. Kausalyanantaram Rajnyah Sumitra. Then Sumitra. Tadanantaram, after that, after king's passing away, and then after looking at Kausalya, then they looked at Sumitra. Nasma Vibhrajate. There is no, even in Sumitra, they couldn't find any of her natural daily beauty, energy, life, agility, and all of that. Devi Shokashru Lulitanana. She seemed like Shoka Ashru Lulita. Lulita is drenched face. Lulitanana. Her face wet with tears, and so no glow, no happiness in her face. Techa drishtva tatha sukte.
ते च दृष्ट्वा तथा सुप्ते
उभे देव्यौ च तं नृपम्
उभे देव्यौ च तं नृपं सुप्तमेवोद्गतप्राणम्
अन्तः पुरम् अदृश्यत.
अन्तः पुरम् अदृश्यत.
So Techa, all of these women, Techa Tatha Ubhe Devyau Supte Drishtva Tam Rupam Supte Drishtva. So these two women, all these women, having looked at Kausalya and Sumitra, looking at that king who is sleeping or lying down, Drishtva, by seeing, they all looking at Kausalya and Sumitra, who were looking at the king lying down on the bed. Suptam eva udgata pranam, having realized that, oh, he must have passed away during the sleep because he was sleeping so naturally. He was lying down so naturally. Suptam evodgata pranam antah puram adrishyata. They all slowly disappeared into the Antahpuram, which means they realized the fact and they went back to their respective. Everybody know what to do. In fact, that's a great culture of our joint families. I see when even not only joint family, our women or our families, when let us say even for a potluck dinner or for any dinner, we all meet, right? Let's say we all talk, and when it comes to time, slowly, without anybody assigning any task, women go into the kitchen and somebody start taking out plates, somebody will look, even though it is not their house, they know where to look for plates, where to look for glasses, where to look for water, where to look for the rice, etc. They'll open each lid and they know what all have been collected here or cooked, and they start serving things. Somebody takes the putting it in the plates responsibility. Some others, they call other boys and start distributing through plates, etc. So they know what to do naturally based on the situation. So that is the natural trait of our families. So, well, they realized next, okay, what to do. So they accordingly went away from that place of the bedroom into probably respective quarters of the palace to continue with the rest of the activities that need to be done. Tata ततः प्रचक्रुषुः दीनाः
ततः प्रचक्षुषु दीनाः
सस्वरं तावराङ्गनाः
तस्वरं वराङ्गनाः
करेण वैवारण्ये स्थान
करेण वैवारण्ये स्थान
प्रच्युत यूथपाः
प्रयुत यूतपा.
So ततः प्रचक्रुषुः means then they realized and started crying. Tatah prachakrushuhu dinaha saswaram, along with with all their voice. Now they started crying. Taha varanganaha, those beautiful women of Dasharatha. Karena iva aranye, karena iva, karena eva aranye, karenaivavaranye means karena iva aranye, just like when what do you say, when one elephant falls sick or whatever, the male elephant falls sick or whatever, then all its women elephant around, they come and they start crying, oh, in their peaks with their trunks high, in trying to seek help or in praying or in whatever way. Similarly, all these women started crying like their big elephant king passed away. तासामाक्रन्द शब्देन सहसोद्गत चेतने कौसल्या च सुमित्रा च त्यक्तनिद्रे बभूवतुः. So babhuvatuhu. So Kausalya and Sumitra, they were just probably they lost consciousness. They sort of got lost into dream. So Kausalya cha Sumitra cha tyakta nidre, they have left their sleep. That means probably for a moment or for a little while, they also dozed off, having stayed out throughout the night. Now tyakta nidre babhuvatuhu. Why? Tasam akranda shabdena, because all these women now started crying. With that sound, sahasa udgata chetane, for a moment, having lost their consciousness. That means having gotten lost into sleep for a moment, gotten tired. Sahasodgata chetane, Kausalya cha Sumitra cha tyakta nidre babhuvatuhu. Kausalya cha Sumitra cha
कौसल्या
कौसल्या च सुमित्रा च
दृष्ट्वा स्पृष्ट्वा च पार्थिवम्
दृष्टा च पार्थिवम्
हा नाथेति परिकृष्य
हा नाथे परिकृश
पेततुः dharanitale.
पेततु धरणीतले.
Again, they came to consciousness, and Kausalya and Sumitra, they having looked at the king and touched him, drishtva cha sprishtva cha, by looking at him and by touching him also, parthivam, ha natha iti parikrishya, by again grieving very badly, petatuhu dharani tale, they fell down onto the ground, dharani tale. Sa Kosalendra duhita,
सा कोसलेन्द्र दुहिता
Veshtamana mahitale,
वेष्टमाना महीतले
न बभ्राज रजोध्वस्ता
न बभ्राज रजो ध्वस्ता
तारेव गगनाच्युता.
तारेव गगनाच्युता.
So Kosalendra Duhita, Duhita is daughter of the Kosalendra. So which is Kausalya, because the Kosala Desha is an inheritance of Kausalya. So Kosalendra Duhita sa Mahitale Veshtamana. See, she fell down, right? Both Sumitra and Kausalya, they fell down on the ground. Again, having realized for a moment that they lost their husband, they immediately fell down. So, Mahitale Veshtamana Kausalendra Duhita na Babhraja Rajotvasta. Na Babhraja means she did not, she could not even get up or move. So, na Babhraja Tara iva gaganat chuta. Just as Babhraja here also means shine. Na Babhraja Tara iva gaganat chuta. As long as the star is in the sky in its orbit, it will be glowing, twinkling because of the moon and sun. Once some stars fall off, right? We know some stars fall off after their life is over. Then it is just another rock kind of a material, a mountain or it's a material of earthly material only. So it doesn't shine anymore. So just like a star that fell off of the sky, Kausalya also, Kosalendra Duhita also fell off on this ground and no shining, no glow in her face at all. That means she's crying, deeply sorrowful. Apashyan striyah sarvaha.
आपश्यंस्ता स्त्रिया सर्वाः
Hatam nagavadhumiva
हतां नागवधूविव
tatas sarva narendrasya
ततः सर्वा नरेन्द्रस्य
kaikeyi pramukha striyah
कैकेयी प्रमुखा स्त्रियः
रुदन्त्य शोकसन्तप्ताः
रुदन्त्यश्चोकसन्तप्ताः
निपेतुर्गतचेतनाः.
निपेतुर्गतचेतनाः.
So, apashyan, looking at by this woman who have been looking at striyah sarvaha hatam nagavadhum iva, just like the main naga is elephant. Naga vadhum hatam iva, just as when the main elephant dies and its main woman, female elephant, also starts crying there. Similarly, all these women also were looking at Kausalya as if, oh, they're coming to terms now. Tata sarvaha narendrasya kaikeyi pramukha striyah shokasantaptaha gatachetanaha rudantyah nipetuhu. All of them looking at Kausalya, what do you say, lifeless, momentless, and no glow and all. Looking at her, Hare, if Kausalya ji is like this, what is this? Karke, they all also have nipetuhu, they all also fell down. That means crying and fell down, lost consciousness. Tabhi sabalavan nadaha.
ताभि स बलवान् नादः
Kroshanti bhir anudrutaha.
क्रोशन्तीभिः अनुद्रुतः
येन स्थिरीकृतं भूयः
येन स्थिरीकृतं भूयः
तद्गृहं समनादयत्.
तद्गृहं समनादयत्.
So yena sthirikritam, that home which was stabilized, that bhuyaha tadgruham samanadayan. For a moment it calmed down, but again with all these women having seen this and come to reality, again that home, that residence became full of echoes of crying in high pitches. tat समुत्रस्तः सम्भ्रान्तः
तत् समुद्रस्थितमभ्रान्तः
सम्भ्रान्तः
सम्भ्रान्तः
पर्युत्सुकजनाकुलं
पर्युत्सुकजनाकुलं
सर्वतस्तुमुलाक्रान्दं
सर्वतः तुमुलाक्रान्दं
परितापार्तबान्धवम्
परितापार्थबान्धवम्
सद्यो निपतितानन्दं
सज्जो निपतितानन्दं
दीनविक्लबदर्शनं
दीनविक्लबदर्शनं
बभूव नरदेवस्य
बभूव नरदेवस्य
सद्मदिष्टान्तमीयुषः.
तद्मदिष्टान्तमीयुषः.
So then after all of that, that home seemed like tat samutrasta sambhrantam. Utrasta, trasta itself is tired, hit, wounded. Utrasta, samutrasta sambhrantam, very tired, confused, not confused, I will say wandering minded, unstable minded. Paryutsuka janakulam, with people walking, doing various things, with busy going all over here and there people. Paryutsuka janakulam sarvatas tumulakrandam. While there is a lot of activities going on, there is a lot of high cries and lot of these we heard that panavadakaha, etc. Panavadakaha, with all of those sounds. Sadyaha paritapartha bandhavam, with people who are relatives who are crying in their high peaks. Sadyaha nipatitanandam, with all of their happiness fallen off of them. Deena viklaba darshanam, looking dull and what do you say? Dull and Nishchaitanyam, we say, that is dull, and niklibam. Niklibam is impotent, which means essentially no activity, no energy. Dina Viklaba Darshanam Babhuva Naradevasya Sadma. The Sadma, the residence of the Naradeva, of the king, seemed like no life, no energy, and it seemed all negative darshanam. Dishtantam iyushaha, dishtantam, with the unfortunate event of the passing away of the king, his residence seemed almost like that, waste. Atitamajnayatu parthiva varshabham
अतीतमाज्ञायतु पार्थिवर्षभम्
यशस्विनं संपरिवार्य पत्नयः
यशस्विनं सम्परिवार्य
पत्नयः भृशं रुदन्त्यः करुणं सुदुःखिताः
वृषं रुदन्तु करुणः सुदुःखिताः
प्रगृह्य बाहू
प्रह्य बाहु
व्यलपन्ननाथवत् अनाथवत्. So atitam ajnaya, having realized whatever has passed away, atitam, passed away. Who passed away? Parthivarshabham, of the bull of the kings, or the Taurus of the kings, the best of the kings. After realizing the passing away of the king, best of the kings, Yashasvinam of that great glorious Dasharatha, patnayah samparivarya, parivaram itself means those who are around you. Avaranam, parivaram, avaram, parivaram, parivarya, samparivarya, all the patnayah, all the wives of Dasharatha having come around him, samparivarya, Bhrisham Rudantyah, crying in their highest peaks of their emotions. Karunam Sudukhitaha, after that becoming very sorrow and very pained. Parigrihya Bahu, Vyalapan, by holding each other's hands, putting their heads on each other's shoulders. Parigrihya Bahu, Vyalapan Anathavat. They all started, they were crying like as if now they become orphans. Orphans as in they lost their husband. Once you lose your natha, then they're anatha. So anathavat parigrihya, bahu parigrihya, vyalapan. They were all crying. So that was the scene of the Antahpura crying after passing away of the Dasharatha. Ityarshe
Ityashe
Srimad Ramayane
Srimad
Ramayane
Ramayane
Adikavye
Adikavye
Kande
Ayodhyakande
Panchashishtitamah Sargah.
Panchashashtamah
Panchashashtitamः
Sargah.
सर्गः
Anyone say Shantimantra?
Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Om Shanti Shanti Shanti